everyone, it's author Sarah Crawford, and I wanted to do a video for you today about how 2018 was for me in terms of reading and writing. I had the goal at the beginning of the year to read 50 books. I did not quite achieve that. I think right now I'm at like 37 or 38. I'll probably end up maybe at 40 by the end of the year, so that's, better than nothing. I found it interesting that most of the books that I read this year were audiobooks or ebooks. I think I read one book in print. Obviously, it's a lot easier for me to listen to a book, when I'm working or when I'm driving or when I'm doing the dishes or whatever. And, ebooks are easy because you can read them on your phone when you're in line at the grocery store or waiting at the doctor's office or what have you. I'm not going to do like a whole video on my favorite books of the year or anything, but, some of my favorites were The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas and The Need series by Carrie Jones. Carrie Jones was also my instructor in a kind of online course that I did called Write, Support, Submit that the Writing Barn put on, and she was absolutely amazing to work with. But yeah, her book series was really one of my favorites of the whole year. I also really liked the Selection series by Kiera Cass. So the primary writing project that I worked on this year was my third book in the Muse Chronicles series. First two are behind me, like 50 to 100 pages, at least 5 times. I kept starting over and redoing them. So I finally have hit my stride, and I'm finishing up a first draft right now. Also worked on a vampire novel, young adult vampire novel for the platform Radish, which was a lot of fun. It was kind of different from any way I've ever written things before, because I would just write a chapter and put it up. And, I didn't even do a whole lot of editing or revision. It was definitely an interesting way to write. So I don't think I will be continuing with Radish because it seems like a very difficult platform to have visibility and discoverability on. I will be revising my vampire story and publishing it on Amazon in the next year. But yeah, that's something that I worked on this year. It was kind of nice to, when I was struggling so much with book 3, to sort of just kind of take a break and write something easy and kind of lighter. Another thing that was big for me this year was really just indie publishing. I listened to a lot of podcasts about indie publishing. Joanna Penn's podcast, The Creative Pen, and Sell More Books Show being my 2 favorites. I joined some large Facebook groups for indie authors, and I really just jumped into being an indie author, and I think my approach to publishing has completely changed. I don't even think I really want to be a hybrid author anymore. I did send out some queries on my young adult time travel novel to agents after I had to part ways with my literary agent. I was trying to get another agent there for a while, but I don't know that I'm going to continue to pursue that, because if you want to be a traditionally published author, I feel like the only way you can really make a living at it is if you become a best-selling author. I think it's really impossible for mid-list authors to make a living being traditionally published. On the other hand, there are a ton of indie authors who are just making a straight-up living off of their books. Yeah, they're not like famous like J.K. Rowling or anything, and they're not selling maybe millions of books. Some of them are, but a lot of them are making, you know, more money than I'm making right now. So my kind of goal within the next 5 years is to be able to replace my current income with book sales. And the other thing that was huge for me this year was just creating a lot of content. I started a new creativity blog. I started doing interviews with all kinds of creatives there. I was trying new platforms like Holonis and Radish. I'm still pretty active on Holonis. You should definitely check out Holonis. It's awesome. I got more active with my Instagram. Kind of wasn't the most active on YouTube, but I'm kind of hoping that that will be different in 2019. Another thing that happened in 2018 is I read way more indie authors than I have read before. And this is why I think that people who think there are too many writers and, you know, all the writers are your competition, that's not really a good attitude to have, because the more writers who start publishing independently, most of these people are also avid readers, and they're all going to read way more books than they can write. So it's sort of a self-sustaining community. And yeah, I read a ton of indie books this year, and some really great ones as well. I think just the quality of independent books has really gone up over the last 5 years or so. And yeah, I'm just kind of excited to see what the future holds for indie authors. So yeah, that was my 2018 in reading and writing. How about you guys? How was your year? Did you get a lot of writing projects accomplished? Did you read a lot? I would love to hear about it. Let me know your favorite books. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. It's 4 in the morning. Of course I'm awake.